My name is Lynn Richardson. I was born and raised in Chicago. As a matter of fact, my grandmother was 75 years old, cleaning homes for wealthy people, putting me through college. And growing up in the projects, I had an interesting experience because I knew we weren't rich, but I never felt poor. If I needed money for anything, I'd say, Grandma, I need money for a field trip or whatever it was. And my grandmother would do like many grandmothers do because she had money everywhere. She'd tell me to go in the room, look on the shelf, look behind the box, inside the pocketbook, inside the zipper is $20. And so that's what I knew about money. My grandmother had an eighth grade education but was a wise woman. And so I remember her making $25 a day or $30 a day. And whenever there was a holiday or Christmas or something special, sometimes they double her pay. She'd make $40 or $50 a day. And that was a really big deal to me. I remember those days. So going off and growing up and going off to college, my grandmother's goal for my life was the goal that any grandmama or big mama or the elders have for their children, and that was to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, go to church on Sunday, wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus. You know, they had to always tell you to wear clean underwear. And I'm thinking, Grandma, why I got to get hit by a bus, first of all? Okay? Why does it have to be such a drastic accident? And if I get hit by a bus, will there be any underwear when they find me at all? But that's beside the point. So I get off to college, and I didn't know a lot about money. What I knew is I needed things. I'm at one of the world's greatest educational institutions, and I'm there on full scholarship. And, I need money for things like, food, and I need money to party on the weekends. I'm just being honest with you. And so I got introduced to credit cards. I went into a room, and they had credit card people all over the room. And instead of choosing one credit card, how about I got one of each? Crazy as all get out. So I get the credit cards. I had a work study job. I wasn't making a lot of money, maybe $50, $60 a week. And I did not have a connection between credit card bills means I have to pay them. So the creditors would call and say, Lynn, can you borrow the money? I'd say, can I borrow it from you? I had all kind of smart answers that I thought were funny, but they were not funny when I got out in the real world. When I got out in the real world, my credit was jacked up. I had to get my furniture from a rental place, okay? It was called Rent-A-Center. And that was my introduction to money. And I knew at that time that I was going to do something major. As a matter of fact, one of my first prayers about my career was that God allowed me to come into a business where I could help people in a major way. I specifically remember asking to help people in a major way that would change their lives. Number two, in my career, I wanted to come and go as I please, because I'm one of those people, if you tell me to come to work from 9 to 5, I got issues with that. I'm the girl who worked from 7 until. I'll eat lunch at my desk, so I kind of didn't like those constraints, if you will. And the third thing that I prayed for was that I'd be allowed to earn as much money as my work dictated. So if I worked hard, I'd earn more money. If I didn't work as hard, I'd earn less. I didn't want to be in a career where I would be stymied or blocked in by hierarchy and all of these things and glass ceilings and so on and so forth. So I was very blessed.
Lynn Richardson is a celebrity financial coach and founder of the 700 Credit Club. Lynn wants to talk to you about one of the biggest issues that can separate you from your financial freedom, and that's your credit score. Lynn overcame 2 bankruptcies and foreclosure, but with this plan, her score is now over 700, and she's inviting you to join the 700 Credit Club today. Here you'll learn to build your credit and have the financial freedom you dreamed of. For more information about the 700 Credit Club, please visit lynnrichardson.com.
This is the Millionaires Roundtable. I'm your host, Lynn Richardson. We are creating millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, $1 at a time, one dime at a time. And that means you.
I started out in my career as a financial professional making a whole bunch of money. I think I made more money in my first year in the financial services industry than my grandmother made her entire life. She is 97 years old. I made more money in my first year than she made in her entire life. But let me tell you something. I was living a lie. I was helping people all over, everywhere, get their money straight, get their credit straight, go to the next level, and I was living a lie. You see, I was living check to Monday. You see, check to check is a blessing. A lot of people say, oh, we're living check to check. Check to check means you get paid on Friday, and by the next payday, you're broke. But check to Monday is a whole nother game. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past due bills, because in your mind, your current bills are not due yet. And by Monday, you're broke. And I was living this lifestyle making $25, $35, $55, $85, $90,000 a month. I didn't say a year, I said a month. It did not matter how much money I made. I would always find a way to be broke. I would always find a way to spend more money than I had. So what I learned and what I spend my life helping people understand is this: more money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires wouldn't go bankrupt. If more money could solve a money problem, you'd never have a bankrupt millionaire. You'd never have a bankrupt billionaire. So I've gone on to not only receive my undergraduate education at Northwestern University and Loyola University, to receiving a master's in urban ministry, magna cum laude, from Trinity International University, otherwise known as Trinity Evangelical Divinity School, to receiving an honorary PhD and all of those great things. But let me tell you something. The real education comes with what we have to do with our finances. So this message is for churches and ministry leaders and people who have a mission to give to this world but need money to do it. Because the truth is, people kind of mess things up a little bit. They say money is the root of all evil. No, you need money. As a matter of fact, the Bible says money answereth all things. Okay? So Zig Ziglar says money isn't everything, but it's like air. You got to have it. You must have money. So how do churches raise money? How do leaders make money, raise money? How do ministries raise money? How do you raise funds?
I'm financial expert Lynn Richardson. You may have seen me on Good Morning America giving financial advice. When you get my freedom package, you get the 21 days to financial freedom and how to start a home-based business. See you in class.
So what is the armor of truth in our finances? The armor for truth in our finances is to live below your means. So people have to live below their means because that's the truth. When you drive a car you cannot afford, that's a lie. When you live in a house you cannot afford, that's a lie. If we build a church we cannot afford, it's all a lie. So the way we live in truth is to live by the 10-10-30-50. This is how you build great churches with great resources, by building great families and great individuals, one member at a time. So you live by the 10-10-30-50. The first 10% you tithe. Now I started tithing. I was like everybody else. I kept saying, I will tithe when I make more money. I don't have enough now. I will tithe. Let me tell you something. When never came. Has anybody ever prayed for God to get you out of a financial situation? And when God gets you out of that financial situation, you end up right back in it. 10 months later, 2 weeks later, 2 days later, you end up right in the same situation because you have not graduated. You're still in financial kindergarten. And if you want to pass the test, you must live below your means. If you have more than enough money, this is where you really get to figure out, how am I going to bless my church? How am I going to bless my family? How am I going to establish generational wealth? That's what you do with the additional money. You don't go buy a bigger house. You don't go buy a bigger car. Not yet. You don't go buy more stuff. You figure out how to create other things that are going to buy that stuff for you. Because let me tell you this. Money works harder for you than you can ever work harder for it. I work for some of the world's greatest icons. Still to this day, MC Light, Russell Simmons, Les Brown, Sheila E., Kelly Price, Lil Mama, you name it, I've worked with them in one capacity or another. And what people who are wealthy understand is you accumulate enough wealth so that you can live off the interest. Imagine having $100 million sitting and it's accruing interest and it's growing, making money for itself, and you just live off of 10% of that. What's 10% of $100 million? Can you live off $10 million? Can your ministry live off $10 million? We've got to live below our means. That is the truth. Because when we live beyond our capacity, when we stretch people beyond their capacity to serve our needs, that's not the truth, and it cannot be blessed. And even if it's blessed in the short run, it cannot sustain for the long term. And that's what we're looking for. How to increase, how to raise funds, and how to manifest the blessings that God has already set aside for us on a permanent basis.
share, and subscribe.
Meet Lynn Richardson, celebrity financial expert. You might have seen Lynn on Good Morning America giving financial advice. For more than 2 decades of having leading roles in the banking and real estate sales industries, Lynn has helped clients face their money issues and achieve their personal, professional, and financial goals. Lynn is committed to using her financial expertise to benefit others. She's helped thousands of clients get out of debt, start home-based businesses, and create multiple streams of income. To learn more, please visit lynnrichardson.com, where financial dreams meet focus to generate wealth.